Fudoshin, the immovable mind under pressure. Some men crumble under pressure, others become ice. When crisis hits, when stakes are high, when everything's on the line, most men panic, their minds race, their emotions surge. They make reactive decisions they'll regret for years. But there's a small percentage of men who do the opposite. When pressure increases, they slow down. When chaos erupts, they become still. When everyone else is losing their minds, they become unshakable. The difference isn't strength. It's not intelligence. It's not experience. It's Fudoshin, the immovable mind. And today, I'm going to show you how to develop it. Picture this, a samurai dojo in the 17th century Japan. A master swordsman stands in the center of the training floor. He's surrounded by 7 students, all armed, all attacking simultaneously from different angles. The room explodes with movement, blades cutting through air, bodies lunging, footsteps pounding the wooden floor. And in the center of this chaos, the master moves with impossible calm, no wasted motion, no panic, no flinch. His face is like stone. His breathing is steady. His eyes see everything. He parries one blade, sidesteps another, deflects a third, all with the same composed expression you'd see on someone arranging flowers. When the exercise ends, he's not even breathing hard. One student asks, "Sensei, how do you stay so calm when you're being attacked from every direction?" The master replies, "Because my mind is like a mountain. The wind may howl, the rain may fall, but the mountain does not move." This is Fudoshin, the immovable mind. Now fast forward to 1997. Deep Blue versus Garry Kasparov, the world chess champion versus IBM's supercomputer. Game 6, the most pressure-packed chess match in history. The fate of human supremacy over machines hanging in the balance. Kasparov is down in the match. He has minutes left on his clock. The computer has just made a move that changes everything. The crowd is silent. Millions watching worldwide. Kasparov doesn't panic, doesn't flinch. His face remains neutral. He leans back, takes a breath, studies the board with the same calm focus he'd have if he were playing a friendly game in a park. He finds the move, he executes, the game continues. Whether he won or lost that match isn't the point. The point is, under maximum pressure, his mind didn't move. Jump to 2008, the financial crisis. Markets are collapsing, companies are imploding, CEOs are having public meltdowns. Panic is spreading like wildfire. One CEO, we'll call him Marcus, walks into his boardroom, 30 executives looking at him terrified, waiting for direction. The company is hours from bankruptcy. Everything they've built is about to vanish. Marcus speaks slowly, clearly. His voice is level, no panic, no drama. Here's where we are. Here's what we control. Here's what we don't. Here's the plan. Here's what each of you needs to do right now. Questions? 15 minutes. The room goes from panic to focused execution. Not because Marcus had a magic solution, because his composure gave everyone else permission to think clearly. Pressure reveals the mind, not the muscles. If you've ever panicked under pressure, made a decision you regretted, said something in anger you can't take back, frozen when you needed to act, hit the like button. This principle is about to change how you handle every high-stakes moment for the rest of your life. So what exactly is Fudoshin? Fudoshin, Bu-dong-shin, translates literally as immovable mind or unshakable heart. It's a core principle in Japanese martial arts, particularly in the sword traditions. But it's not about being emotionless. It's not about suppressing feelings or pretending nothing matters. Fudoshin is calm in motion, presence in conflict, the ability to remain psychologically centered regardless of external chaos. Think of it like this. Imagine a perfectly still lake. When the water is calm, you can see all the way to the bottom. Every rock, every detail is clear. But throw a stone in, create ripples, and suddenly you can't see anything. The lake is the same depth, but the disturbance makes clarity impossible. Your mind is the lake. Pressure is the stone. Most men let the stone create chaos, ripples of emotion, waves of panic, storms of reactive thinking. Fudoshin is maintaining stillness even when stones are being thrown. The samurai understood this principle was literally life or death. In battle, the warrior who panics dies. The warrior who overreacts to a feint gets cut down. The warrior whose mind moves with every threat can't see the real danger. But the warrior with Fudoshin, the immovable mind, sees clearly, responds appropriately, survives. Miyamoto Musashi wrote in The Book of Five Rings, "In single combat or large-scale battle, you must not become inflexible in your spirit. When your spirit becomes inflexible, you die before you even begin. Translation: the moment your mind locks up, the moment you become rigid with fear or anger or ego, you've already lost. The Stoics called this apatheia, not apathy, but freedom from destructive passions. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. They understood the same principle the samurai did. External circumstances don't control you unless you let them move your mind. Stock market crashes. Your portfolio drops 40%. Your mind can remain still. You can assess, decide, act without panic. Relationship ends, betrayal, heartbreak, loss. Your mind can remain still. You can grieve without collapsing, feel without being destroyed. Public criticism, attack on your reputation. Your mind can remain still. You can evaluate whether the criticism is valid without your ego creating a storm. Zen Buddhism calls this mushin, no mind. Not literally having no thoughts, but achieving a state where the mind doesn't cling to any single thought or emotion. Like water flowing around a rock, it doesn't stop, doesn't fight, just flows. Modern psychology confirms what ancient warriors knew. The ability to regulate your nervous system under stress is the single most important predictor of high performance under pressure. They call it cognitive de-escalation, the ability to lower your physiological arousal when your body is screaming at you to panic. Studies of elite performers, special forces operators, emergency room surgeons, professional athletes, hostage negotiators, show they all share one trait. Their heart rate and stress hormones remain lower under pressure than average people. Not because they don't feel stress, because they've trained their minds to remain immovable even when their bodies are experiencing threat. Fudoshin has 4 key characteristics. 1. No overreaction. You respond proportionally to the actual threat, not to your emotional interpretation of the threat. Someone insults you, you don't escalate to rage. You assess, is this worth responding to at all? 2. No panic decision-making. You create space between stimulus and response. Crisis hits, you don't immediately react. You pause, assess, then decide, even if that pause is only 3 seconds. 3. No ego in conflict. Your ego doesn't get involved in the situation. Someone challenges you, your ego wants to fight, prove, dominate. Fudoshin says, this isn't about me, it's about the situation. What's the right response? 4. No emotional flinch. Bad news comes, market tanks, deal falls through, relationship ends. You feel the emotion, but your mind doesn't flinch. You remain centered. You grieve, you feel, but you don't collapse. This is the immovable mind. So where do modern men need Fudoshin? Everywhere. In negotiations. The other side makes an aggressive offer, trying to throw you off balance. Your ego wants to fight back, defend yourself, prove you're not weak. Fudoshin says, stay still. Don't react emotionally. Assess the offer objectively. Respond strategically, not emotionally. In breakups, she's leaving or you're leaving. Emotions are high. She says things designed to hurt you. Your ego wants to hurt back. Defend yourself. Win the argument. Fudoshin says, this isn't a battle, it's an ending. Respond with dignity. Keep your mind immovable, even when your heart is breaking. In car accidents, metal crunching, adrenaline spiking, chaos. Most people panic, yelling, blaming, freaking out. Fudoshin says, is anyone hurt? Is there ongoing danger? No? Then handle this calmly. Exchange information. Document. Your panic doesn't help anyone. In business crises, client threatens to leave. Revenue drops unexpectedly. Employee sues. Partner betrays you. Your mind wants to spiral, catastrophize, panic, make desperate moves. Fudoshin says, what's actually happening right now? What do I control? What's the best next move? In market crashes, your investments drop 30% in a week. Every notification is red. Your nervous system is screaming, sell, get out, save what's left. Fudoshin says, has the fundamental thesis changed? No? Then nothing has changed. Stay still. Don't let fear move your mind. In personal attacks, someone attacks your reputation publicly, lies about you, tries to destroy your credibility. Your ego is screaming, fight back, defend yourself, destroy them, Fudoshin says. Does this actually matter? Is there a response that serves me, or is silence stronger? Now let me give you 3 practical techniques for cultivating Fudoshin. Technique 1. Create distance. The moment pressure hits, your brain wants to react immediately. Interrupt that pattern. Create psychological space between the trigger and your response. Physical method. Take 3 deep breaths before responding to anything high stakes. Email that makes you angry? 3 breaths before you type a response. Person says something provocative? 3 breaths before you speak. Temporal method. Impose a waiting period. Big decision under pressure? I'll have an answer for you in 2 hours. Even if you could decide now, the waiting period lets your nervous system regulate. Spatial method. Literally step back or step away. Heated argument. I need 5 minutes. Walk away. Let your physiology reset. Return when your mind is immovable again. The principle. You can't have Fudoshin if you're reacting instantly to every stimulus. Distance creates the space for stillness. Technique 2. Breathing controls physiology. When you're under stress, your sympathetic nervous system activates. Heart rate increases, breathing gets shallow, cortisol spikes. This is useful if you're being chased by a predator. It's terrible for clear thinking. You can't control your heart rate directly, but you can control your breathing, and your breathing controls your nervous system. Box breathing, used by Navy SEALs. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Exhale for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Repeat. Do this for 2 minutes before any high pressure situation, before a difficult conversation, before a negotiation, before delivering bad news. Your physiology will calm. Your mind will still. Fudoshin emerges not from trying to be calm, but from creating the physical conditions for calm. The principle. When you control your breathing, you control your state. When you control your state, your mind becomes immovable. Technique 3. Reframe threat as challenge. Your brain has 2 primary ways of interpreting pressure: threat or challenge. Threat response. This is dangerous. I might fail. I might get hurt. I need to protect myself. This activates defense mechanisms. Freeze, fight, flight. Your thinking narrows. Your performance drops. Challenge response. This is difficult, but I'm capable. This is an opportunity to perform. Let's see what I can do. This activates engagement mechanisms. Your thinking expands, your performance improves. Same situation, different interpretation, different neurological response. How to reframe. Instead of, this negotiation could ruin me, reframe to, this is an opportunity to demonstrate skill under pressure. Instead of, this breakup is destroying my life, reframe to, this is painful, but I'll emerge from this stronger and wiser. Instead of, this crisis will destroy my business, reframe to, this is the test that separates amateurs from professionals. Let's show what I'm made of. You're not lying to yourself. You're choosing which true interpretation to focus on. The principle. When you control your interpretation, you control your response. Fudoshin isn't innate. It's trained. The samurai trained it through thousands of hours of practice under controlled stress. You can train it through deliberate practice in daily situations. Start small. Traffic cut you off. Practice immovability. Someone's rude to you in line. Practice immovability. Bad news comes. Practice immovability. Each time you maintain stillness when pressure hits, you're building the neural pathways that make Fudoshin your default response. Here's what separates men. The reactive man lets every external event move his mind. Someone insults him. He's angry for hours. Stock market dips. He's panicking. Relationship has a rough patch. He's catastrophizing. His mind is like a leaf in the wind, constantly moved by forces outside his control. He lives in emotional chaos, makes decisions he regrets, burns bridges he wishes he'd preserved, lives in constant stress because he has no center. The silent man refuses to be moved, not because he doesn't care, because he understands that his power lies in choosing his response, not in being controlled by circumstances. Insult him? His mind doesn't move. He assesses, is this worth addressing? If yes, he responds with precision, not emotion. If no, he ignores it completely. Crisis hits? His mind doesn't move. He feels the pressure, acknowledges the stakes, then focuses on what he controls. Relationship ends? His mind doesn't move. He grieves, he feels the pain, but his core remains stable. He doesn't collapse. He doesn't make desperate decisions. He processes, learns, and continues. The silent man doesn't avoid conflict. He simply refuses to be moved by it. This is the mark of mastery, not the absence of pressure, but the presence of composure under pressure. The samurai facing 7 opponents with calm, the chess master under time pressure still thinking clearly, the CEO in crisis speaking with steady authority. They've all cultivated Fudoshin, and so can you. Your challenge. For the next 7 days, Practice immovability in small moments, not in life or death situations, in daily pressure. Someone cuts you off in traffic, notice the emotional spike. Breathe. Let your mind still. Respond or don't respond from stillness, not reactivity. Email pisses you off? Don't respond immediately. 3 breaths. Create distance. Respond when your mind is immovable. Bad news comes, feel it, acknowledge it, then consciously still your mind before deciding how to respond. Each small practice builds the neural pathway. Each time you choose stillness over reactivity, you're training Fudoshin. If you're ready to develop the immovable mind, if you're tired of being controlled by circumstances, tired of making reactive decisions you regret, tired of emotional chaos, hit the subscribe button. We're building a community of men who refuse to be moved by pressure. And if you want the complete Fudoshin framework, the psychological model, the 3 techniques in detail, the daily training protocol, and the pressure simulation exercises, text STEEL to 32537868868. You'll get everything you need to build an immovable mind. This is the silent CEO method. We don't panic, we still. We don't react, we respond. We don't let circumstances move us. We remain centered regardless of external chaos. We cultivate Fudoshin because we understand. The man who controls his mind controls his life. The next video on your screen will show you how to make decisions under pressure, because once your mind is immovable, you need a system for acting with precision when stakes are high. Remember, the samurai faced 7 opponents with calm. The master maintained his center in chaos. Not because they felt no pressure, because their minds refused to move. Train your mind. Build your stillness. Become immovable. This is the way.